Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Great People TV with me and Hana Ismail. And Nah, how you feeling over there? Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. I'm feeling great, Ben. Thank you so much. Sekali lagi, welcome to Great People TV. Anda sedang menyaksikannya bersama saya dan juga Ben. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe kami di Facebook, YouTube dan juga and subscribe on our Instagram as well. We're on Instagram now. So yeah.
That's right, and our guest is getting very excited right there. But he spoke earlier, but Datuk, hold your head right there. But we're gonna ask you to speak a lot more in a minute. I'd like to welcome, as you can see on our screen, in a wonderful red tie, Datuk Dr. Haji Rohaizat, who is representing BP Healthcare. Datuk, thank you so much for being here. Assalamualaikum, sehat.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi sehat. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for inviting BP too.
That's right. Well, tonight, Dato, you have a lot of interesting questions to answer sebab Dato, kita cakap mix lah, bahasa England, bahasa Inggeris dan bahasa Melayu. Tonight banyak soalan nak jawab sebab Dato, the borders are opening on Friday, betul tak?
Correct.
Yeah.
1st April 2022.
But first of it, no April Fool's joke kan Dato?
Hopefully there is none.
Okay.
Because the COVID and so on. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get started, Dato, because our audience is literally like not squealing to find out what are the answers to the borders opening up, because you've opened up a Pandora's box. You've opened up a Pandora's box of 1,000,001 questions, but we're going to try to ask the questions, and you just try to answer it in the most senang, simplistic way possible. The first question, Dato, now that the borders are reopening on Friday, April Fool, SOP wise, for those traveling by air, what has changed? Yeah.
What has changed? So effective, I think, when the effective 1st April, quarantine is no longer required for fully vaccinated individuals. So we'll definitely this one simplified and more simplified and speeder on arrival for passengers. However, travelers are still mandated to undertake COVID-19 screening test prior to departure and upon arrival on Malaysia. So this is one of the changes been mentioned by the government. But remember that now all travelers, regardless of their vaccination status, when they arrive, they do not require to do RT-PCR on arrival, but they are required to take RTK antigen professional, meaning this one must be done by the professional, by the lab, by the doctors, by the clinic, and so on, and which is, I think, it is quicker result will be ready, and this requirement also applies to children aged 7 years and above, and of course, I think this is definitely simplified and speed up the screening process for the travelers. These are another additional aspect that been mentioned by the government. And I think although the government only mandates RTK antigen test upon arrival, passengers can still opt for RT-PCR test for better peace of mind and reassurance that they are fully safe. Travelers who wish to do so can go to the RT-PCR test upon arrival at any BP health screening facilities at KLIA and KLIA2. The RT-PCR test has better accuracy and it's gold standard, as mentioned by the number one, World Health Organization, WHO, and number two, by Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and also by the Institute for Medical Research, IMR, of the Ministry of Health Malaysia and many other agencies. However, for either RTK antigen or RT-PCR test, travelers no longer need to wait for the test result at the airport. I repeat, travelers no longer need to wait for the test result at the airport. They will have 24 hours time frame to take the RTK antigen professional upon arrival in Malaysia. So there we see some flexibility added to the requirement as well. Yeah, but remember, if you have most of them, they are excited. When the moment they arrive, they are already excited, and then they are reuniting with the families and friends. They wish to visit places So this is where BP play a vital role, whereby, the moment you arrive, although you have 24 hours, 24 hours for the passengers to do RTK antigen, you can do the test at the airport, at BP screening center at the airport. So BP World Class Screening Center will facilitate seamless screening process. You know why? The moment you have done the test, and then when you go out there, you meet your family, how do you feel? You feel released, yeah.
Relieved.
Otherwise, hey, I might be positive, I might be asymptomatic. So once we have done the test, one tested and cleared, so you don't have to meet your loved one in doubt. So you don't have to spend extra time to go to one place to another clinic or to another lab, to purposely to make a trip of the middle of their errand of a gathering. So these are the things that we are offering, and then for the population, for the passengers who arrive at the KLIA. So these are some of the changes. Number one, just now we talked about the requirement that they only need to do RTK antigen, no longer RT-PCR, and they can do it within 24 hours, but BP offer them the service on the spot. And you will be very happy when you go home with clear, with clear result, negative or not detected. And again, listeners out there, travelers actually can pre-purchase. They can pre-purchase the screening test via BP website or via Doctor to You mobile apps. And once you have purchased this, you will receive a code, QR code via email. So the moment passengers arrive at KLIA or KLIA2, all passengers, all travelers can head to BP screening station available there. Scan the QR code at self-registration kiosk. It is fully online, automated, self-registration. And then after that, sign the QR code, and immediately you get the slip. Or alternatively, you can do it manually. You can purchase at the airport upon arrival at the KLIA. Yeah? So you can see these are a lot of things that change during the 1st April, and then we expect the passengers, travelers, passengers, some of them, they feel that they want to get clear. They want to get clear their mind, I am negative COVID-19. Although they have done the test 2 days ago, 2 days ago they have done the test. PCR test might be negative. Of course, must be negative. Otherwise, they cannot travel. All right, Ben and Hannah. Am I right?
Betul, you're right.
Right.
You're right, Datuk.
If they want, and no airline will allow them to travel. So, but maybe along that journey between 2 days or 3 days, the viral, maybe when they did the test 2 days ago, maybe at that time there was no viremia. Virus has not been shedded, no virus shedding. So that time the result might be negative. But maybe after that, virus come in, they get infection, and on the second day or the third day, then they get the infection. So when they come and they do the test, it will definitely make them very happy. And then when they meet their loved one, they meet the elderly people, their warga emas and so on, so they feel very happy. So they feel it's secured. So these are the things that we expect on the 1st of April will be happening at the KLIA and KLIA2.
Wow,
Evan,
wow,
Hannah?
wow! That's really, really great to hear, Datuk. I mean, looks like BP Healthcare is really making it easier for everybody out there. So viewers, please listen up and just do some more research on BP Healthcare, on how BP Healthcare can help you. But like Datuk said, those are the basic rules and the changes to the SOPs that are starting this Friday, the 1st of April. No joke, no April Fool's joke. So on that note, Datuk, look, we have Alhamdulillah, we have a lot of prizes to give away to our viewers tonight. All of you, please participate. You can win some great prizes, from an iPad to other technological devices. I won't tease you too much. I think you've seen all our advertisements in the last couple of days. But this is the first question to the first prize. And don't forget, we're looking for speed and accuracy. Letak you punya the answer to the question, and then make sure you put it in the comments field, and make sure that you are very active on your Facebook, because we will be contacting you on your Facebook to tell you that you won the prize. So right now, stay tuned to the first question, the first prize, of our episode tonight with BP Healthcare.
Aha, banyak juga sebenarnya Datuk yang memberikan jawapan yang agak tepat untuk kuis soalan kita yang pertama. Tapi
Okay.
kalau kita lihat kan apa Datuk terangkan sebentar tadi kan, bagaimana sebenarnya BP Healthcare tu menawarkan banyak sebenarnya servis yang mudah dan accessible untuk kita membuat pemeriksaan kesihatan. Tapi Datuk, now that we are all out and about, is it really safe to travel, Datuk?
Yeah, this is very good question, Hannah. A lot of people ask me, before I answer, you can see this. I don't know. We can you can see out there.
Don't tell me that's not the virus.
This is the virus. This is a replica of the COVID-19 virus.
Wow.
And what is the size of this virus? What is the size of this virus? It is about 60 to 80 nanometers. I don't understand that.
So Datuk,
But
just drop the ball down sikit, the virus down sikit. I can't believe I'm saying that. Letak kat sini.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 So you can take one of your hair, and you slice your hair into 1,333 pieces. 1,333 pieces. You will get the size of this COVID-19 virus. So this is the size of this COVID-19 virus. So it is very small. Of course, next question you ask me will be, is it safe, as you asked just now, safe or not to travel? So yeah, the virus is so small you can't see. So it is safe basically to travel as long as we fully adhere to the standard operating procedure that's set by the government. And as we are entering the transition to endemic phase, this is not yet endemic phase. It is a transition. The word is transition. Peralihan to fasa endemic. So rule have been adjusted. Number one. Number two, less rigidity, and then more flexibility. All done actually to complement the ever-changing circumstances. What happened all over the world. So we are looking at learning from each other all over the world. And economy need to revive. You know that. Businesses need to survive, especially the travel industry. In order to keep us all safe and businesses running, we have to follow the SOP. Now, I think all of you know that the rules have been slightly less rigid, not basically removed, less rigid. Simplicity does not mean immunity. So although we are entering a transition to endemic phase, we are clearly know that this is not the end. COVID-19 virus still lingers. Remember that. These COVID-19 viruses are still linger, and we are still fighting against this virus and must continue to adhere to SOP. In fact, we have to stringently follow SOP more than ever and be extra cautious as diverse industries, as more social sectors are reopening in the effort to revive the severely affected economies. So basically, the basic thing, don't forget when you go to crowded places, this mask, and again, though, just bring small sanitizer. You can refill it, and then wash your hand regularly, and follow other instruction given by the government. Yeah.
Okay.
So in short, I said it is safe to travel as long as follow SOP, and then in public health, we are safe when everybody is safe. Yeah, we are safe when everybody is safe. If one person does not take care of them, they will get infected. Then after that, they go back home, infect their children. After that, infect their parents, nenek, grandfather, grandmother, and then family, and then community, and so on. So we are safe until everybody is safe. So travel is safe, and we have to follow SOP. Although a lot of things has been given more flexibility, and then but now we have to stringently follow SOP, because people thought that, oh, no need to follow SOP, no need to take vaccinations. It is not right. Yeah. So that is my
Yeah.
response to that question, Hannah.
Right. I totally agree with you, Datuk, sebab now that we are given the freedom, we have to be responsible with the freedom. Kita kena bertanggungjawab dengan kebebasan yang diberikan kepada kita, dan mendengarkan
Betul.
jawapan Datuk itu tadi, maka kita akan beralih kepada kuis kita yang kedua. Jadi sila lihat paparan di skrin, apakah soalan kuis yang seterusnya. Siapa cepat, dialah yang dapat hadiah daripada BP Healthcare.
We hope that you're enjoying our episode tonight, not just for the content and also, well, let's just call it the substance, but the prizes that are on offer. Hannah and I are so jealous. We wish that we could compete in this quiz called set of quizzes tonight, but rules are rules. Hosts or Tuan Rumah cannot compete in their own competition. But we are really, really hungry for knowledge tonight, because don't forget, on April the 1st, sorry if I say this a lot, sound like a broken record, but this is the safety of not just Malaysia but the world. The borders are opening and it is safe, but like Datuk said, you have to be careful and you have to follow SOP like it is your exam, your SPM exam. So the question, our next question, Datuk, you've answered two very good questions tonight, but the other question that all our viewers are really, really keen to find out, sebelum sampai kat Malaysia, what are the required protocols? Because prior to the last couple of months, the SOPs were changing a little bit because of the Omicron variant, and because certain things were different. The cases went up, the cases went down, then it went up again. But 1st of April, sebelum sampai kat Malaysia, before you land, what does one have to do?
Okay, I think there are two things before they depart. Number one, number two, when they arrive. So there are two things: before they come to Malaysia, before they depart, and number two, when they arrive. So before they depart, travelers are advised to download the My Sejahtera. I think all of you know that, the My Sejahtera. The My Sejahtera contact tracing apps, and complete the pre-departure form by tapping the traveler's icon in the tab. I just opened this. I don't know, all of you have My Sejahtera. Yeah, you have the My Sejahtera.
We can't live without it. We can't live without My Sejahtera, Datuk.
Yeah, I think you look at the icon on number 2 below, number 2 below, below the second one, row number 2, the most left, row number 2. This is the travelers, yeah, the traveler apps. So just click that. For fully vaccinated travelers, a digital traveler's card will be issued the moment you click that. And for partially or non-vaccinated travelers, a digital home surveillance HSO will be issued. And the travelers must undergo the COVID-19 RT-PCR test before they arrive to Malaysia. Otherwise, airline will not allow them to fly. So before they arrive, 2 days before they arrive, they do the RT-PCR test, and then most of them will be negative. Otherwise, they won't be allowed to come. Yeah, the result will be negative. Otherwise, they won't allow to come. But you can see 2 days period is a bit 2 days. A lot of things may happen during 2 days. Infection may come in, but you have not developed the symptom. Okay, for travelers that were infected with COVID-19 within 60 days of departure. They do not have to go RT-PCR anymore. It's sufficient for them to do RTK antigen. Yeah. For those who are not infected, they must do RT-PCR 2 days before they come to Malaysia. For those who have been infected, within 60 days, it is sufficient. They do RTK antigen. Yeah. 2 days before they depart. Because if they do RT-PCR, sometimes it will still be negative, But the CT value may be more than 30, more than 40, and so on. So it's sufficient for those who have been infected within 60 days, sufficient for them to do RTK antigen, yeah? And not forgetting for non-Malaysian who come to Malaysia, they have to purchase the COVID-19 travel insurance, COVID-19 insurance, COVID-19 travel insurance, because who knows, they might get infected and then maybe admitted and they need to be hospitalized. So if they have insurance, so they feel secured, everything will be covered. It's not burden to them, not burden to the family, not a burden to the travel agent, or even not the burden to Malaysian government. So not forgetting for non-Malaysian, they have to purchase the COVID-19 travel insurance. So that is before they arrive to Malaysia. Before they arrive to Malaysia, 2 days before that. And now, after that, they arrive. They arrive in Malaysia. What happened? When they arrive in Malaysia, and I told you just now, this one, the travelers, they have to download the MySejahtera, and I think Ministry of Health will, and together with Malaysian Airport Berhad and all other agencies are working very, very hard to make sure this MySejahtera is very versatile now and to cater for the surge of passengers. And upon arrival, passengers, as I mentioned to you earlier, they must undergo RTK antigen professional. RTK antigen professional, meaning to be done at any private healthcare facilities within 24 hours of arrival. Yeah. However, for the partially or non-vaccinated travelers, they must undergo a compulsory quarantine. Compulsory quarantine for, don't forget, for 5 days. So for those who have been vaccinated, they do not have to be quarantined. However, it is good if travelers get tested right upon arrival. Right upon arrival, they get tested. I'm sure they will want to enjoy their quality time with loved ones or indulge in their holiday in Malaysia with confidence and reassurance that they are safe. PCR or RTK are negative. This is what BP Healthcare want to provide to the travelers, i.e. confidence and reassurance when taking a step out of the airport. So travelers can just arrive, test, get result, and enjoy the rest of their trip with peace of mind. Yeah, with peace of mind. So these are some of the things that offered by BP Healthcare.
Okey. Baik, itu tadi penerangan yang walaupun ringkas tapi padat daripada Datuk berkenaan dengan protokol berkaitan dengan ketibaan ke Malaysia. Okey, Datuk, I wonder kan, where can actually travellers find the screening centres? Sebab KLIA dengan KLIA 2 ni besar, Datuk. Kat mana nak jumpanya?
Correct. Besar betul ya. So you are right, KLIA 1, KLIA 2 ni memang besar. When I first joined, I need to be guided to get the files and so on. And and we need a lot of signages and so on. So for BP Healthcare screening are available daily. Daily at number 1 at departure lounge, and number 2 at transit, and also at the arrival hall. So daily available at where? 3 places, depart, and then the transit and arrival hall. Where? At both KLIA and KLIA 2. Both at KLIA and KLIA 2. For example, we talk about KLIA. Then afterwards we talk about KLIA 2. For KLIA alone, BP has 5 screening facilities.
Whoa,
5 screening facilities at arrival, and also at transit,
Nice.
and also at departure. So at arrival and transit, On arrival and transit hall at KLIA, we have BP have the screening center at gate G1, gate G10, and contact pier CP21. All these gate G1, G10, and contact pier at CP21, all these are at level 4. Set 3, G1, G10, and contact pier CP21. And number 4 is at the satellite area at East Wing. If you go to KLIA, there's satellite. You got the branch, over there here, and the satellite East Wing. There's another one. So 4 already at KLIA, and it also available. Screening station is also available at the departure hall. Departure hall meaning when we arrive at KLIA from outside, we choose departure, and then you go straight to level 5, and you can see BP screening center over there. So you can perform your test prior to departure, because we receive a lot of requests, they don't have time to go to clinic, to go to the lab outside, so they come very early to the KLIA, they straight go to level 5, the departure hall, and they do the test there. And another thing is how to find, don't worry, there are a lot of signages, physical signages, and you can look at along the wall. You can see the BP screening center, where are they located, and you can also see the BP staff wearing BP special uniform, and worst case scenario, we can ask the information counter. That is at KLIA. And then Hannah, your question about KLIA 2 also, right?
Yes.
So KLIA 2 has 4 screening facilities, 4 screening facilities, located at arrival and transit. Arrival and transit located at level 2, for arrival and transit passengers located at level 2, they are at sector 6, sector 6 arrival, or what we call it concourse PNQ arrival, concourse PNQ arrival, number 1, and also at gate L2, number 2, and gate P4. You can see on the concourse PNQ arrival, number 1, also at gate L2 and gate P4. And don't forget, for those who coming from outside at departure hall, they can go direct to level 3. So those from outside, they don't have time, to do tests outside. So they come early. They come early to the airport, do the test. You can do a PCR test, RTK, and so on arrival. You can see that. So at KLIA, we have 5. KLIA 2, we have 4. So some of you maybe might not recognize, as I mentioned to you just now, what is where for now. But rest assured that when you can easily spot BP customer service ambassador, BP customer service ambassador, CSA, customer service ambassador, who are dressed with in red and white vest with BP logo on your arrival at the airport. They will be very happy to escort you to the nearest screening station and assist you with the entire screening experience, and then seek help from them. And then if you couldn't find, you should be able to see along the digital signages on the wall where BP stations are there, or in the worst case scenario, ask the information counter. So these are the things that been provided by BP at KLIA and KLIA 2.
Sebenarnya ada 9 in total fasiliti yang dibuka oleh BP Healthcare. Tak ada alasan untuk anda tidak memeriksa tahap kesihatan anda upon arrival ataupun anda nak pergi travelling. Okey. Jadi bermakna kita akan beralih ke soalan kita kuis yang seterusnya. Jadi kepada anda, pastikan anda bersiap sedia di hadapan skrin dan pastikan anda adalah orang bertuah yang berjaya memenangi hadiah istimewa daripada BP Healthcare. Soalan kuisnya adalah seperti yang tertera di skrin sekarang.
Okay, everyone. I hope you are very, very cepat and accurate with your answers. Don't forget, we just don't look just for the right answer. We look for the one with speed and accuracy as well. So speaking about speed and accuracy and quality, of course. Now we've spoken about what kind of services. I mean, sorry, the facility, the SOPs, and then also what kind of services BP Healthcare provide. But we want to go a bit detail in terms of what kind of services BP Healthcare provides. So, in terms of the COVID-19 services that at for BP Healthcare at KLIA 1 and KLIA 2, you mentioned the number of services there, but can we just explain further about the services provided for BP Healthcare in both KLIA 1 and KLIA 2, and a little bit about the purchasing side of things also?
Okay, I think very good question, Ben. Many people ask about that. Regarding
Sure.
what are the
Betul.
services available, COVID-19 tests for the passengers, the travelers. So actually, I would say that 3 plus 1. 3 type of COVID-19 tests with quick turnaround time. 3, yeah. What are they? Number 1, COVID-19 RTK antigen test. This is number 1. COVID-19 RTK antigen, semua orang tahu lah, everybody knows RTK antigen professional. And this will be ready within 15 minutes. Number 2,
That's cepat.
RT-PCR. RT-PCR, cepat one, rapid.
Yeah.
This
Very
is
cepat,
rapid RT-PCR. And this is 1.5 hours. And number 3, regular RT-PCR. This will take about 3 hours. You can see for the most important 3 COVID-19 tests, RTK antigen, rapid RT-PCR, and regular RT-PCR are available at KLIA. So these are the 3 ones. Beside that, we also offer antibody testing, for those who requested. So coming back to the test, BP has developed the system which is integrated with MySejahtera, and all these COVID-19 screening tests can be linked into the app. So when the result is released, the travelers MySejahtera app we discussed just now, the handphone, will be automatically updated with the result. So travelers can see their later result reflected, Hana and Ben, in the apps, In addition to that, just now I mentioned 3
plus 1. Yeah.
So the plus 1 is the optional antibody test. Some people might request antibody test. So this will take about 30 minutes for the result to be ready. And all these tests can be pre-purchased directly from the BP online channel. Meaning before they arrive at the airport, they can pre-purchase. They just go to the they just go to
That's
BP
convenient.
website.
That's very convenient.
Airport.doctor2u.my, or they can go to BP Doctor to You mobile app. So if travelers just go to this, they're very convenient. They do it pre-purchase. The moment they landed at the KLIA 1 or KLIA 2, so they can just go to the self-registration kiosk. Everything will be done. So they can do the rapid PCR, they can do the ordinary PCR, or they can do RTK antigen. Now, most people, I think, will need RTK antigen as required. And alternatively, if they cannot pre-purchase, as I mentioned earlier, they can buy it manually. Don't worry, I haven't bought it. I forgot to pre-purchase. Don't worry. Come to BP screening centers at KLIA 1 or KLIA 2, at KLIA or KLIA 2. Come, purchase it manually. So, and we will facilitate. And the result will be released to travelers. They can view the result seamlessly. We send the result via email. We can send the result by a doctor to you apps. We can send also via WhatsApp. So these are the things that being implemented by BP lah, Hana and Ben,
Right. Okay.
to help the travelers. You know,
Nice.
long journey, travel very long hours, and they're very tired. So this is what we offer to them. Yeah.
Okay, Datuk, saya dah jelas dekat situ. Tapi Datuk kan, sekarang ni COVID ni dia macam satu endemik lah kan, sebab rasanya dah jadi normal bagi orang untuk tiba-tiba kena COVID kan. But what happens if I get infected with COVID-19 when flying or travelling? What should I do? Apa yang akan terjadi pada I?
Good question.
Itulah.
Good question.
Good question. We are going toward the transition phase to endemic. Not yet endemic phase. Transition, moving toward that. This is very good question. What happens if you get infected? So when flying or when traveling? So apart from getting tested within 24 hours upon arrival, for fully vaccinated travelers, they are fully vaccinated. When they arrive, there is no subsequent test required for them.
Oh, okay.
Apart from getting tested within 24 hours, meaning they do the testing,
Okay.
24 hours, RTK professional, no other test.
None.
None for vaccinated travelers.
Okay.
Unlike those days, vaccinated traveler, you have to do for the vaccinated travel lane, first day, and then third day, fifth day, and then one on arrival on the third day, on the fifth day must do the professional test, and then second day, fourth day, they must do their self testing. But for this one, apart from the RTK antigen within 24 hours, they do not need to do other thing. However, for those who are partially vaccinated or not vaccinated at all, they still have to go. They have to go, number one, quarantine for 5 days, one, and they must take RT-PCR on day 4, or they do RTK antigen on day 5. They can choose either they do RT-PCR. This is the gold standard. The gold standard will tell you the CT value. Detect if it is positive, it will tell you the CT value. This is on day 4, RT-PCR. Or on day 5, they do antigen testing on day 5. I coming back to just now, RT-PCR, they do in day 4, and then you can see the CT value. CT value is you can see, whether CT value is more than 30, more than 40. If CT value is more than 30, meaning the virus is very, very few.
Yeah.
If the CT value is below 30, like 11, meaning a lot of virus
Still
in the
high.
body. Still high, you can infect everybody. So you can see that for fully vaccinated, they need to do 24 hours, within 24 hours, RTK antigen. And other than, no more. But for non-vaccinated or partially vaccinated, they must do RT-PCR on day 4 or RTK antigen on day 5. And for the rest of the travelers, i.e. the vaccinated travelers, they are encouraged to practice self-test once a week. They are encouraged, can buy the self-test kit and do once a week, and to ensure their safety, and not only their safety, the safety of people around them, and particularly the kid. Maybe they are meeting the warga emas, warga tua, or immunocompromised, those who have a lot of comorbidities, cancer patient, leukemia, and so on. And the most important is suddenly, like the travelers, have symptom of fever, cough, sore throat, or difficulty in breathing, or other symptom, or suddenly you have in contact with positive patients, or suddenly you get from your MySejahtera, from MySejahtera, your MySejahtera, you see that your MySejahtera suddenly became red or became yellow, and then you know that you are in contact with positive patient, and I think the best is you do your test, and now if you are positive, what you need to do? If you are positive, you have to isolate yourself, isolate yourself for If you are positive, if you are fully vaccinated, and positive, at least 7 days. Yeah.
Okay.
If it is positive but you are not vaccinated or partially vaccinated, 10 days. Yeah, 10 days. So it is good that do regularly your what we call the self test lah, once a week, or more regular, particularly if we have all the symptoms lah. Yeah. Um, I think that is the thing that I would advise to you,
Right.
all passengers down
Okay.
there, all listeners down there, and not
Yeah.
to worry, because majority of Malaysian, particularly Malaysian, not say Malaysian, majority of Malaysian population, yeah, Malaysian population. It can be Malaysian citizen or non-Malaysian. Majority of our population are vaccinated, and
Right.
then lot of them are already got their booster. Meaning, if they
Betul.
get infected, majority will be category 1 or category 2. So very few that will become category 3, 4, and 5 that require hospitalization. And also, coming from overseas,
True.
Ben and Hannah,
Yeah.
overseas, they cannot fly to Malaysia. Airline will not allow them to fly if they are COVID positive, if they are not vaccinated.
That's fair. That's fair.
So that is the thing lah. Make sure. However, although they have done their test 2 days prior to the departure, and they have done the vaccination, on arrival, they are still, for the safety, the window period, what we call it, window period, for the safety of them and people around them, they must do RTK within 24 hours. Yeah, these are the things.
Ya, betul. Harap jelas dengan apa yang telah pun diberikan oleh Datuk sebentar tadi. Apa yang perlu anda lakukan sekiranya anda dites sebagai positif COVID. Jadi sebenarnya mudah. Tak perlu risau-risau lagi. Tapi yang paling penting pastikan anda paling mudah sebenarnya ambil jalan mudah, kita fully vaccinatedkan diri kita sendiri. Baiklah. Bermakna kita telah pun beralih. Ya.
Hannah, I remember last time one of my friends, when she is a doctor, a specialist. So she told us she wanted to go to take a shower, not to take shower, went to the toilet, and after that she came on, informed their friend, hey, how come I cannot feel the smell of my shampoo?
Right.
No other symptom, loss of smell. So and then we said, hey, you might be COVID positive. So did the test, positive. You can remember that asymptomatic. Maybe they just come with loss of smell or loss of taste. Yeah,
Right.
loss of smell,
Taste.
loss of taste.
Yeah.
And the danger of asymptomatic is basically they do not know that they are positive. They do not know. So they may mingle with others.
Right.
If they mingle with elderly people, if they mingle with the immunocompromised people, meaning people who are sick, for example, patient leukemia, lymphoma, and so on, or they mingle with people yang ada kencing manis, macam-macam penyakit, itu yang takut.
Comorbid, betul-betul. Sangat membahayakan sebenarnya.
They don't know, they are asymptomatic. That's the reason why we should continue practice SOP. And the moment you have some unusual feeling, a lot of taste, a lot of smell, sore throat, do the self-test.
Self-test,
Betul-betul.
Very cheap now. Can get 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, and so on. Yeah, that is it.
Betul.
Okay.
Yeah, a good reminder sebenarnya Datuk, to always
great
observe our health condition. Kita yang kena monitor diri kita sendiri sebenarnya. Jangan tunggu orang lain nak bagi tahu ke apa. Kita kena sentiasa pastikan diri kita dalam keadaan sihat dan check keadaan kesihatan kita. Dah ada BP Healthcare ni, apa lagi tunggu kan? Okeylah, bermakna Datuk kita beralih ke soalan kuis kita yang seterusnya. Jadi kepada anda berpeluang untuk menangi hadiah menarik daripada BP Healthcare kalau anda berjaya menjawab soalan kuis ini dengan tepat dan cepat. Soalannya adalah seperti berikut.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Great People TV episode with our great guest today, Dr. Rohaizat from BP Healthcare, who has walked through with us the simple, yang senang, step-by-step basics on how to look after yourself. And now that the borders are open, that you can travel again, but you have to follow the SOPs and ikut to the finest detail. And if you do that, you will be safe. But what Dato also alluded to, you must be honest. If you have COVID-19, you must look after yourself, you must report it, and all of the above, because if you do not, if you just keep the information to yourself and try to troubleshoot it yourself, you're endangering other people. So Malaysia, we have come a long, long way in terms of the pandemic, and we do not want to go back. So we stress, please look after yourself, look after your family. BP Healthcare, the BP Healthcare style. But speaking about the BP Healthcare style, Dato, now Dato,
Yeah.
you're a doctor. The doctors always look at the tangible and also the intangible. 1+1. Okay, 1+1 sometimes is 2. 1+1 sometimes is a window, depending on how you look at it. So, Dato, how is BP Healthcare different from other COVID-19 healthcare providers? Now, there's not many of you. I will be honest. There's not an army of you out there. There's only a few, and BP Healthcare has done a very good job positioning themselves as one of the leading companies who have looked after not just Malaysian but people worldwide. So, how are you different to other COVID-19 healthcare providers, Dato?
Very, very good questions. Quite difficult.
That's why we
Let's
ask
see.
it, Dato.
So BP is one of the leading and established healthcare service providers in Malaysia since 1982. 1982.
It's quite
So now it's almost over 40 years of,
right.
of innovation and technology driven of transformations. And right now BP, I think, has more than 100 labs all over Malaysia. Not only lab, we have also diagnostic centers, hearing aid centers, pharmacies, food and industrial testing centers, and many more throughout the nation. And this wide network has paved the way for BP to earn countless awards and credentials while serving more than 40 million customers and making BP
That's
an
amazing.
indisputable
That's
leader in
amazing.
Malaysia. Yeah. And I just to share with Ben and also Hannah and our listeners down there, to top up all that, BP Healthcare is accredited by the prestigious Gold Seal of Approval by the Joint Commission International, JCI. So by JCI, Joint Commission International in 2020. And guess what? Guess what? BP Healthcare Group is the one and the only lab in the Asia Pacific region to be awarded with the JCI accreditation.
Wow.
Yeah, this
Cool.
nice.
Good job.
Many ask, what
Good
is
job.
JCI? What is JCI? And what does the gold seal matters? Yeah, I think this Joint Commission Enterprise, a global organization, this JCI, that committed in ensuring number one, quality, ensuring number two, efficacy, and also number three, safety, are achieved at highest value of healthcare organization. It immerses experience and unmet expertise, set a global benchmark of healthcare standard and practice. So, healthcare providers achieve what if healthcare providers achieve the JCI accreditation, it indicates that the healthcare provider is capable of providing number one, excellent quality, number two, efficacy, and safety in its performance. So, for patients or travelers who want to seek their healthcare needs from this JCI accredited organization, I think definitely they get the solid trust and confidence in their product of and also the services. So these are the among the different, and this accreditations does not stop here. this accreditation does not stop here. It a long-term continuous process, and this accreditation comes with a limited time validity. It is not one and we get it forever. It is with a limited time validity, and so BP Healthcare will continue to strive to give our best and to give our very best to maintain or even improve on our product and services. So you can see these are some of the differences of the services given by BP to our customer. And today, BP is one of the top COVID-19 screening providers in Malaysia. You know that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
We were licensed. We got the accreditation
Good job.
by
Good job.
MOH. Yeah. And then not only that, we have conducted so far 3.5 million COVID tests. And BP also has assisted MOH for more than 1 million PCR tests in 2020. Yeah. And our BP expertise and relentless effort in providing premium quality healthcare has meant BP won the tender for establishing the screening center at KLIA and KLI2, where we have to compete with the tender. And BP have further, we don't stop there, Ben, and now we don't stop there.
No,
we
no.
fuel technology, increase our competency in generating, I told you just now,
Yep.
rapid RT-PCR as impressively fast result within 1.5 hours. So those who wish to get the result very fast, maybe the flight is already, they want to go, for example, the transit passengers.
Yeah.
Suddenly they realize their PCR already out of date, more than 2 days. So they can do it within 1.5 hour. Result will be ready. That is not all. Yeah, that is not all. Listeners out there, BP integrated platform, namely Doctor to You app. Yeah, Doctor to You app allows travelers, allows passengers to just now pre-purchase the screening test, and they can receive the result just now I mentioned via email, WhatsApp, or through the apps. And all these initiatives are to create seamless and very convenient screening process to travelers, knowing that they will be tired. Why? Long journey, long
Yeah.
hours flight. Betul tak? Long
Betul.
journey, long hours.
Dengan baggage lagi, nak go through immigration lagi.
This, that, and the other. Yeah.
And then they can't wait to meet their friend and their family. Remember, borders were not open, open but very strict regulation.
Yes.
So now borders are open. So they can't wait to meet their families, their friends, or to embark with their exciting holidays in Malaysia.
Yes.
So this is why they can pre-purchase and do the test, and quickly they can meet their friend. And the BP system, the IT system, the app is integrated with various government and corporate IT system. One, MySejahtera. MySejahtera, very, very important, man. MySejahtera, via handphone.
Of course.
Then, number two, public health lab information system, known as SIMCA, and also integrated with SOXO and many others to provide seamless COVID-19 screening experience and efficient test result release. It's very important, because particularly for travelers. And then another story, BP will continue to rise the bar by being the first Malaysian COVID lab, to be recognized by the Ministry of Health Singapore. Recognized by the Ministry of Singapore.
That's huge.
Through collaboration with Temasek Affinity, and to provide cryptographically verifiable COVID-19 test results that are in line with Singapore's Ministry of Health and GovTech Singapore scheme of requirement. So this have been achieved by BP Lab, and our screening centers at KLIA and KLI2 consists of state-of-the-art facilities. Number one, the lab, and then including world-class design lounge and cutting-edge lab that grant rapid result turnaround time without compromising the accuracy of the result. That's why BP earned the JCI recognition. Start being confident about their test result, yeah, or the travelers or the passengers. They can expect the first-rate service from BP, Customer Service Ambassador. CSA, Customer Service Ambassador. They wear white and red and with BP logo. And the moment they arrive at the gates, and they will be escorted to BP's training centers and finally getting their result. If travelers would like to purchase other things, what? Beside COVID-19, you want to purchase COVID-19 home care kit, you can get it at BP's training center. What else? They can purchase BP travel kit, COVID-19 self-test kits, because sometimes they want to go out, whether pharmacies are still open, so they can buy at the airport, or they can buy BP pulse oximeter, so they can get at BP screening facilities at the airport. In short, travelers can look forward to a premium quality service, one-stop center with quick turnaround time at BP screening facilities. As I mentioned to you earlier, long journey, they're very tired, and they cannot wait to meet their families and so on.
Yeah.
So we provide these services for them. Yeah.
Baik Datuk, tadi dalam penerangan yang sebelumnya, Datuk ada bagi tahu kan sebenarnya BP Healthcare ni sudah lama pun bertapak di Malaysia sejak tahun 1982 lagi, dan saya pasti sebenarnya kan ada banyak servis yang ditawarkan oleh BP Healthcare, dan bukan setakat vaksin dan juga COVID-19 sahaja. Apa lagi yang ditawarkan oleh BP Healthcare kini? Saya pasti mesti ada banyak sebenarnya kan Datuk?
Betul tu, betul-betul. Kalau kita kata betul, memang betul lah. Tapi kalau kita kata betul-betul, dua kali betul tu. Lagi betul.
Dah macam Upin Ipin pula Datuk. Betul Datuk.
Dua kali betul. So, BP memang bukan hanya menyediakan perkhidmatan berkaitan dengan COVID-19 sahaja, iaitu ujian, tetapi a comprehensive array of health product and services. Macam-macam lah dia. Contoh, ada health screening packages, and people can buy supplement also from BP punya pharmacy, and health devices, alat-alat dan sebagainya, atau lain-lain perkara macam home care essential, and even lifestyle product macam urut to massages that can enhance our well-being of individual. So these are some of the other product, and beside BP, saya sebut tadi, ada digital platform, the digital platform, what we call it doctor to you is taking a step ahead in providing more than just healthcare. It is not just healthcare but entirely personalized experience to many. So beside its online presence at shop.doctor2you.my, online present at shop.doctor2you.my,
okay,
.my, and you must check out at Doctor2You super apps.
Right.
It grants users the liberty to at least 5 item, 5 perkara. Number 1, keep and track their own medical record, shop for various healthcare product and services.
Alright.
Number 2, they can shop various healthcare product and services. And number 3, they can consult doctors via live chat for free or through video consultation. Number 4, get the medication or home care or even ambulance delivered to their doorstep. Number 4, get medication, home care or even ambulance delivered to their doorstep. And number 5, ladies, ladies can track their menstrual cycle, can track their period cycle, menstrual cycle, and symptom with its brand new period tracker feature. Not for Ben lah.
But good to know, Datuk. Good to know. Very good to know.
Yes, good to know. You must learn, And all these are at their fingertip. You are right. It is not only for women. It is for men to learn, for their wife, for their for their daughters and so on. I remember
Yes.
when I went to perform Umrah and Hajj. I have three angels, so I brought them. I must understand how their period,
Cycle
comes.
works. Yeah.
So I got to adjust to make sure they can perform Hajj. So that
Yeah.
answers to Ben. It is for men also, they must learn. And registration is yeah. And registration to this app is complimentary. And
Hmm.
users can earn and redeem reward. Can earn and redeem reward as they use the app. And this effort are in line with the BP mission to provide the most advanced and healthcare, being one stop integrated healthcare solution for everyone. So these are some of the services that we provided lah, Hannah. Yeah.
Hmm. Banyak sebenarnya servis yang ditawarkan oleh BP Healthcare ni. Siapa
Oh, yeah,
sangka
there's a
dia
lot
bukan
out there.
saja terhad. Exactly. Dia bukan saja terhad kepada vaksin dan juga COVID-19 services sahaja. Ada banyak lagi yang anda boleh check out dan anda boleh download sebenarnya website mereka. Dan selain itu ada banyak macam-macam lagi lah. Boleh check out what are the services that they offer. Baiklah, which means it will bring to our next quiz question.
That's right.
Jadi kepada
Participate.
anda, bersiap sedia di hadapan skrin. Jadilah orang yang berjaya memenangi hadiah istimewa ditawarkan oleh BP Healthcare kepada anda sekarang.
It's been a wonderful discussion here on Great People TV with Datuk Dr. Rohaizat from PP Healthcare. He has educated all of us in a very, very friendly and casual and senang and simplistic style on
Right.
the borders reopening on April the 1st, this Friday. You're with me, Ben Ibrahim, and my wonderful host, Hannah Ismail. And as you can see, everyone, we've mixed this, like in typical Malaysian fashion, we've mixed this interview as always with mixed language, Rojak language, English and BM and everything else. But
Yeah.
was this? I'm just gonna ask this question in. So I'm just gonna let Hannah ask the question in BM, and then I'm going to let myself like translate that question in English because a lot of you out there really, really want to travel. So now dalam bahasa Melayu, what is the question?
Okay Datuk, terakhirlah kan Datuk, apakah sebenarnya nasihat Datuk, saranan Datuk kepada orang awam yang berhasrat untuk kembali melancong dan kembali bergerak keluar daripada kawasan masing-masing selepas ini Datuk?
Yeah. So let me just translate that, Datuk, first. So what Hannah said to all our international viewers, because Datuk did say just now, Malaysia is not just a country full of Malaysians, but we have expats, we have people from other countries residing in Malaysia, the most wonderful country in the world. So we say that objectively. But Dato, just translating Hannah's question, what is your advice to everybody out there, Malaysian, non-Malaysian, living in Malaysia? What do they have to, what is your advice to them, the basics, before they want to travel? Because a lot of people want to book tickets now. Tapi, as they say, sabar sikit, be patient, look at the process, look at yourself, and then assess whether you can travel or not. So what's your advice, Dato, for all our viewers tonight who are very eager to travel?
Yeah. I think not only you, my family too, they're very eager, and many more lah. Because so I cannot stress enough lah how the importance of us to follow the SOP. Yeah, the only three word SOP. So we have heard of it over and over and over again. Now we are even immune to the word instead of COVID-19. But remember, never ever underestimate the impact that it brings. So every steps, every effort matters. in making we safe, making you safe, as well as your loved one, your grandparent, and also the kid below 3, who haven't been immunized, and also for those who are immunocompromised. Of course, if you are traveling soon, please make sure you undergo the number one RT-PCR to ensure you are COVID free. Otherwise, no airline will allow, unless if they make another rules. But currently, must do RT-PCR before they go to where they purchase the ticket to go overseas.
Yeah.
And of course, number 2, number 1 is RT-PCR, and number 2, of course, while you are making plans for the trip, and it's always wise to check the latest travel safety requirement of the destination to smoothen your trip. What are the requirements of the countries that you are going to go? 1 country, 2 country, 3 country, we have what are the requirements? So number 1, just now I mentioned about the RT-PCR, and number 2, our plan. But don't forget, you have to take your vaccine, the first dose, second dose, and also the booster. And that is before you go. And for those who are visiting or coming or returning to Malaysia, rest assured you will be greeted by BP friendly customer service ambassador. I mentioned just now the customer service ambassador, which you can approach them for your screening, and BP team will definitely be happy to help. Yeah, and in managing COVID, I think in managing COVID, I use the word COVID. In managing COVID, I use the word COVID. COVID. C mean you have to have control, and you have the coordinations and so on, and then avoid congested place. Yeah, and O mean organize, O mean orderly, O mean SOP. Yeah, COVID. V mean vaccine, and get yourself vaccinated. V mean virtual. What we are here have been meeting virtually. In fact,
Betul?
virtual virtual and online are facilitated by COVID. Yeah, it's COVID basically facilitated the virtual, online, and so on, and online business, online meeting, and so on. COVID. I mean integrated. I mean international. Yeah, I mean IT. I mean innovations. So COVID and D. D mean digital. So in managing COVID, these are very important. Yeah, and again, we go to the very basic when we move to other places, congested place. Always bring this mask. Wear the mask properly. They're very vital. Yeah, wear the mask properly. The word C, congested. Yeah, avoid congested place, and wear the mask properly. You can see some of them when they wear mask, they only cover their mouth. So good, yeah. Virus will enter via their nose. So the mouse will not get COVID. Mouse will not get COVID, but the nose will get COVID. So that's very important. And then when they remove the mask, remove properly to make sure other people, the cleaners will not be infected, and bring small sanitizer. Yeah, wash their hand properly. So these are very very important, and we are safe when everybody are safe. So we protect ourselves, meaning we are protecting others. It's very very crucial. And then don't think that when we are vaccinated, we are 100% protected. Yeah, it's very important. You might still get infection, or you might still get infection. You might still get infection, maybe category 1. You don't even realize, and you can meet small kid below 3 years old who have not vaccinated, or you meet the elderly people, you may transmit. So it's very important to follow SOP. Yeah.
Sure.
Last and not least, Anna and Ben, I just want to show you this one. I just you can capture this.
What is that?
Apa?
This
What's
is
that tu?
this is red handkerchief. Yeah,
Oh,
you can see.
okay.
Betul kan? This is red handkerchief. So you can see what happened to the first wave, and after first wave we were 11 days without COVID, and then after that second wave After second wave, from 10th of June, I retired first time. And after that, July, COVID disappeared. No cases in July. So no cases in July. So COVID just disappear like our black handkerchief, our red handkerchief.
Wow, magic!
What a magic trick right there, Dato'. BP Healthcare style.
But Hannah and Ben, what happened in a third wave after the election? The cases went up.
Datang balik.
Yeah, yeah.
Then COVID comes back. So you can see it comes back.
Oh.
I don't know whether you realize it or not.
Pandai
brilliant.
betul lah Datuk buat gimmick dalam explainkan benda ni. Masya Allah.
I think they're gonna use that at
So-
birthday parties now, Dato'.
So it's COVID is like that.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
have to protect. It will come and go, and we have to protect ourselves and protect the loved one, particularly
Betul.
those who are not vaccinated, age below 5, and children, the babies, and elderly people. With that, thank you so much, Ben and Hannah,
Thank
and
you,
all
thank you.
listeners
Yeah.
out there.
Now, everyone, we've got Dato' Dato' is a very busy man. Yeah, a lot of people are trying to talk to Dato', especially this week because of this announcement. So we're very lucky, Alhamdulillah, that Great People TV has got his time. But Dato', we've just got time for 2 more questions. This is questions from our viewers here tonight. Okay, now, Hannah, I'm going to ask you to help me help me with the second question. But this question, I just had to ask it because this is from our viewers. I'm thinking is FIFA or Pipa. I apologize if I mispronounce the name. Is it safe, Dato', for children to travel now?
Is it safe or not for children to travel? Yeah. So I think I have given you the clue just now. Yeah, I given you the clue just now. Yes, it is. Children's of all ages are allowed to travel. Yeah, those who are age six and above, six and below,
6 and below, yeah.
6 and below, yeah, are exempted from the on arrival test. Yeah, on arrival test within 24 hours, no need. Only 7 and above, they must undergo the RTK antigen within 24 hours of arrival. Once again, always stick to the SOP to keep everyone safe regardless of the age or vaccination status. So if we follow that properly, meaning, for example, those who age 7 and above, they do the test and so on, they are safe, meaning they are not COVID positive. Indirectly, they are protecting the kid or the other kid or their kid or other people's kid who are travel together with them. So it is safe for kid to travel, yes, as long as they follow SOP and they do the test before arrival, pre-purchase,
Right.
and then on arrival, and then continuously tighten and follow the SOP. Yeah.
Alright.
And there's another great answer, Dato', and I'm sure a lot of our families, people who have families out there, viewers who have families, they'll be very relieved to hear that information. Last question, Dato', and Na, can you please help me translate this? Because this is a sangat penting question that everybody is keen to know. Do I still need to register for my travel pass?
Adakah saya perlu mendaftar untuk My Travel Pass, Datuk?
As far as the current policy, unless there are other new development, the answer is no.
No.
My Travel Pass will be discontinued.
Serious,
on
Dato'?
1st April.
No more.
Yeah.
Wow.
No more. So unless they change the policy, currently no.
Okay, that is interesting. That is super.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had meeting this morning with the Malaysian airport group, and they have members from various agencies managing airport, including immigration, Ministry of Health, and so on. They were very careful for the preparation on the 1st April onward, particularly on the 1st April. They were very careful, and many of them mentioned that at least within 2 weeks, they will stay put. They will make sure, things have been developed before be there within 2 weeks. They want to see how it changed and so on, any hiccup. So they want to provide the best for the travelers and passengers who come to Malaysia. Malaysian Airport, airlines, I met them in the meeting just now, online meeting, Ministry of Health, Immigration, Custom, the security sections, and all. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Look, that's all. We don't want to take up too much of your time. The Malaysian airports, the MOH, all the bodies are chasing you for an appointment. I think your WhatsApp have got probably 400 messages now. So thank you, Dato, on behalf of Great People TV. Thank you for sharing what BP Healthcare is trying to do for Malaysians and people around the world. We are confident that, we will be safe because of BP Healthcare. So on behalf of Hana Ismail and myself, Ben Ibrahim, Assalamualaikum, and thank you so much, Dato. So just one more message to all our viewers. Thank you, terima kasih. Hope you won the prizes, but you can still participate in the competition this week, and we might give away a special prize as well, even though certain prizes have been given out. So keep participating. You have to like Great People TV and follow Great People TV on our Facebook channel, on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram channel, our Twitter channel, and also our LinkedIn channel as well. So 5 channels, kan nak?
Yes. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe kami di YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Apa lagi tadi, Ben? Lagi 2 tadi?
Okay, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn juga.
So yeah, we're very active there, and Twitter lah, of course. Yeah. So anyway, those are the language of social media is very universal. Please like us as well. Don't forget to like also the BP, like and follow the BP Healthcare Facebook page. A lot of interesting announcements coming up, not just about COVID-19, but how BP Healthcare can help you. So on behalf of Datuk Dr. Rohaizat, Hana Ismail, myself, Ben Ibrahim, and everybody here at Great People TV, stay safe and be aware of the policies. No joke, April 1st, the borders are open and it is safe if you look after yourself. Assalamualaikum and take care.
Assalamualaikum.